It's interesting, isn't it, how the simplest things in life can be the source of our greatest joy? I was watching a video the other day. It was Rory Williams, head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I don't know if you saw this video, but he was giving the eulogy for his wife who had been tragically killed just a few days prior by a driver who veered left of center. It was an incredibly profound message of forgiveness and hope, but one thing he mentioned really captured me. It was when he said how much he was going to miss holding the hand of his wife. I thought about that, and for me, that is one of my greatest joys in life, simply holding the hand of my family members. After 20 years of holding my wife, Kate's hand, I don't think I would be any different. If she were not around, that would be one of the things that I would miss the most. And I'm also a father of two boys, Micah and Jonah. And one of the things that makes me feel proudest as a dad is that at 11 and 14, they still choose to hold my hand. I'll never forget that moment as I was walking along and suddenly a man's hand reached out and took hold of mine. I turned my head and I'm looking eye to eye with my oldest son, Micah. I smile every time I think about that moment. And the other day I was riding in the car with my youngest son, Jonah, and I had just picked him up from school. And to be honest, I really wasn't paying that much attention, but he had a hold of my hand, he's looking at it, and he says, "Dad, your hand's really rough, and where did you get this scar from?" I said, "Well, there is a good story there, Jonah, and a pretty interesting life lesson too. You see, I was about your age when this happened. The carnival was in town, and I wanted to go spend the night at my buddy Warren's house. So he and I hatched this plan that we would meet at the carnival and then go to his house and spend the night afterwards. The only problem was, Jonah, we knew all along his mom wasn't going to be home the entire night. But what do you think I said when your grandma asked me, who's going to be there? Oh, his mom will be there, and all you have to do is drop me off at the carnival on Friday night, and I'll call you on Saturday to pick me up at Warren's house." So Friday night comes, we go to the carnival, have a great time, and we're back at his house, and there we are. Two 11-year-old boys sitting in the living room, no adults. And pretty soon, we start hearing these noises come from the basement. It's like someone's coming up the stairs. Now, you have to understand, not only were we supposed to be the only ones home, but his house was built like my house that I grew up in. The basement was more of a cellar originally, and it had been converted into a living space, but it was always a bit creepy. You never wanted to spend much time down there by yourself. But we're two macho 11-year-old boys, so we have to go investigate, right? Now, the way his house was put together, the basement door actually opened into the kitchen. So we make our way into the kitchen and we stop at the knife block. You know, the one, it's got the row of steak knives in the front and the big block in the back with the various sizes of knives. And I wanted to impress Warren, so I reach out, I grab the biggest knife and start leading the way towards the door. And we're tiptoeing past the refrigerator. We get to the table and the chairs, and there on the left is the door. I turn the knob, the door creaks open. Now, I don't see anything, but right at that moment, from behind me, Warren lets out this shrill, like a girl screaming, and out of reaction, I go, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!" So I'm running through the house, blood's dripping everywhere. I make my way into the bathroom, running water over my hand, and I'm looking down. I'm seeing parts of my hand I am not supposed to see, and then it hits me. I got to call my mom. I got to confess what's going on here. So a trip to the emergency room, very quick life lessons that I've never forgotten. And I'm telling Jonah, it's important that you're a person of integrity and that our sins do have a way of finding us out. But, over the years, that moment has come to mean something even more to me. I think about that knife block. We all have some kind of knife block in our lives, don't we? This box with various sizes of tools that we go to in times of need. And, over the years, I've come to realize that taking the biggest knife out of the block to do the job, that's not always the best option. In fact, I wear this scar as a constant reminder that sometimes the big knife can do a lot more harm than good.